Daily grind fast, daily grind fast, daily grind fast, daily. I was gonna swear. I don't know. It was Run the Jewels. If you like Run the Jewels, that's what that was. It was a very bad rendition. Welcome to the Daily Grind and happy Thursday. I am your host. I don't know why I said it twice, like an echo in here. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. And we got no Grizzlies game today, but it doesn't matter. I got Rusty and I got Parrish with me. How we doing, y'all? How you doing, Parrish? You good?
Hey, doing good, man. Early morning, so still kind of waking up.
I feel you. How about you, Rusty?
Had the overtime game. Had the overtime game 2 nights before, so still.
Yeah, we're still recovering from that overtime game Monday night. Trying to get rolling this morning, but we're good. Everything's good here in East Memphis, and happy to be here, man.
Heck yeah! Real quick, we weren't planning on talking. I was not planning on talking about this. You were in the building in that overtime game, right, Parrish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know Rusty was locked in the whole game. I unfortunately didn't get to watch until overtime. I went and saw a movie with the kid and the lady, but the overtime looked crazy.
Friday.
Yeah. How was in the building? Was the environment just absolutely insane?
It was. Yeah, it was pretty nice. So the beginning, I was a little kind of like, oh, there ain't nobody here. But it was also a Monday night. But it got better as the game went along. What tripped me out was it was just like this 1 or 2 Suns fans like sitting where our media seats are. They were sitting like right in front of us or like down to the side, and you could hear him like loud and yada yada.
Oh,
and
no.
when they were up, I think they were about 3. We missed the shot and they got the rebound. He walked out. I had to walk in with him. We had walked out. He walked out like, yeah, you know what? It ain't so bad being a Suns fan. And right as they was walking past the TVs, I think that was after they made the free. Bobo made and missed 1 free throw. They were by 4. Ja Morant hit a 3 as they were walking past the TVs. As we was walking past the TVs, and they was like, oh, dang.
Yes.
Went back to their seats. I was like, dang.
First 3 he made, man. That I would have loved to have been you just to watch those guys in interaction because I bet that would have been wonderful.
I missed the end of the game reaction because I went to the other side of the arena and watched the game time shot at overtime. So I missed them at the end. I should have went back.
just to watch that.
Just to see,
I should have documented. I should have got video documented. It is hilarious.
Man, nothing quite like seeing another team's fan base just sad. That's rude. But you know what else I like to see? I like to see the kind of basketball that Santi Aldama has been playing. That was an okay transition. We are going to talk Santiago Aldama today.
Santiago.
This is for you, Wayno. I'm not attacking you, Wayno. I wanted to surprise you with this. My dog is jumping up and down. He's so excited. We're in the middle of Santi Aldama having his best season of his career. I was going to say ever. Ever makes it sound like much more intense than he's actually having. But I mean, he is playing a solid season. Got some stats for you real quick. Currently, he's played 50 games, started 11, averaging almost 25 minutes a game, almost 13 points a game, almost 7 rebounds a game, 2.7 assists, 0.8 steals. He's got 49, 39, 70 shooting splits, and he's putting up 10 field goals a game, almost 5 threes a game. He's just playing the best ball we've seen him play, and he's still not an elite defender. You're not going to see Santi Aldama on the court banging on a first team all defense, but he has improved as a defender. I would argue. And I just want to hear this is a guy that I think the Jazz drafted him and then we traded to get that pick from the Jazz and he was 30th overall or something. Like, this is a guy that was drafted several picks beyond Zaire Williams. He's here. Zaire's not. I just wanted to get both of your guys' thoughts on, like, 1, his season, and 2, what do we think his payday is going to be? Because it does seem like the moves that were made around the trade deadline were, 1, to free up space for Jaron Supermax. And if there is a player that they want to sign, it seems like it's going to be Santi Aldama. I just wanted to hear what you thought about the season of Santi we're in the middle of. Start with you, Rusty. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. I love Santi. I don't care what Wayno says in our comments every day. I've enjoyed watching his progression. He's having a career year. I mean, just in the month of February, he's averaging right at 13 points a game. Yeah, he's not going to be an elite level defender, but he's not a revolving door anymore, right? He's not letting guys blow by him. He's been in some closing lineups in some big games for us and making good plays. I mean, for me, if there's another guy outside of Jaren that I'm like, hey, we've got to prioritize re-signing this offseason, it's Santi. It's not Luke. Luke's not putting up enough shots for me to justify a roster spot. Yeah, he's a great shooter, but he doesn't shoot enough. Santi at least goes out there and he's putting up shots. He's putting up buckets. I mean, he was big in that Phoenix game with 17 points the other night, 15 in the Cavs game, kind of keeping us in it late. Yeah, he's struggled with inconsistency throughout his career, but I don't know what player really hasn't to some degree outside of guys not named Jaren Jackson Jr. on this team this year. But yeah, man, I think Santi, he's probably going to land somewhere in the $12 to $15 million a year. It depends on if we can make that work for us, but I think that's somewhere in that neighborhood is where he'll end up getting a contract. And I think he's worth it. If we don't sign him, somebody certainly will.
I 100%. I mean, I feel like he's a guy that teams have been interested in since he started coming on last year. Like if he will be on a basketball team next year, no doubt.
He's a pro. And Wayno, you talk about his consistency. Go look up his stats over the course of the month of February. Like he had double-digit stats in every single game except for the first two, whether that's 17 points against the Magic. He had 9 points, but 11 boards. And so he's making plays and making things happen. He's been more consistent of late.
Yeah, consistent. Yeah.
What about you? I mean, what would you say, Paris? Is consistency the one thing that you would want to see? But like I said, I'm seeing more of that lately.
He's been consistent to me. I think throughout the season, he's been consistent. Outside, he got hurt those 6 games. And when he came back from the injury, he wasn't, as good as he was. But I think we need to remember to give players grace when they come back from injuries. But overall, and Hicko here's my expectation. He's a role player. Mm-hmm. Role players aren't consistent. Yes. I mean, it's your star is supposed to be consistent. Your role player is supposed to fill in. They're not going to be consistent. You're not going to have one role player be consistent game after game after game. But this has been his most consistent season. And even like last year when he was, he kind of took somewhat of a step back from the season before. I thought the same thing. Like he's a role player who's forcing to be in more of a star role because of the injuries. That's not him. We need to stop getting mad at players for having to be more than what they are.
What they are.
It's fine if he's a role player. It's fine if he's a high level role player. He's a 6-man. He was a 6-man of the year candidate until the injury. Now he's still in the race, but he's a long shot to win.
He currently has the 8th best odds for 6-man of the year. And again, if a role player, a bench player can come in and give you 13 points a night, like that's consistent. That's good for me. I mean, that's like when you've got stars that are putting up 82 points combined, like our big 3 did the other night, then you get 13 from Santi off the bench. You get another 10 or 12 from Jalen. I mean, that's a winning effort right there.
Yeah, well, and you got to remember too, like this dude is just a guy that played college ball at Loyola, Maryland. Like this is a dude who we're talking about the consistency we've seen from him off the bench. If you would have told me that was a kid that we drafted 30th overall out of Loyola, Maryland College, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm happy with what we're getting. And he's rebounding better. Like, I mean, he's almost getting 7 rebounds a game, like for a skinnier. He was
leading rebounds for a while until Zaki finally started
playing.
Started being 7 foot forever and big.
Yeah.
Well, and we're talking about, you mentioned Luke, who's another role player on this team who provides something different than Santi. Santi is still averaging more threes a game than Luke Kennard. And
he's shooting 39% for a 7-footer. That's great. For a 6-man, that's great. For a plug and play guy, 39% will get you a contract. He's absolutely going to get paid with that. And he's shooting more consistent than Luke, and that's what we need.
Yes.
And what else I've liked from him is the last couple of games specifically, the clutch moments he's been in. Now, of course, he did miss the free throws against Orlando, but he's been in. He had the clutch shot against Phoenix. That's the first time I finally seen him the 3 in the clutch moment. If there was any any doubt that I had in something, it was in clutch moments. He always seemed to miss the shot, a wide open shot when you need it with 1 minute left.
And that ball always. that ball would find its way around to him a lot in clutch moments. They trust him, and that ball finds its way to his hands a lot. He catches it above the head and he lets it go. And you're right, Parrish. That Phoenix game was like, okay, this is what we envisioned. This is what we envisioned.
And he's one of the few guys on our team that actually has the mid-range game. Like, he's got a pretty decent little midi. He can get to the rim. Like, he can score in a lot of ways to be 7 foot. He gives us some flexibility in the post. He can rebound. Now, he's not going to get in there and bang with Nikola Jokic or any of these big centers. But against guys like Naz Reid or against more athletic centers, he can be a guy that can get you a few break in case of emergency minutes at 5, though he's best as a stretch forward next to Jaren, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the midi. He's like I said, he's almost shooting 49% from the field on almost 10 attempts a game. Like, he's doing really good numbers. Man. Numbers. And what contract? What number did you throw out, Rusty? What do you see him getting? Like, what do you?
I think he's going to be in the like people. Somebody's going to pay Santi somewhere between, I'll say between like 12 and 15 million. It's kind of where I'm guessing he'll land as a contributing role player who can, again, 49, 39, and 77 or whatever you said. Like, that's good numbers for a 6-man. I think that 12 to 15 million a year is probably where he's going to land.
Yeah, which this is. Before we move off, just giving him his flowers, I want to put up, this is a good from Wayno. I'm looking at this. He finds himself in the right place, right time with this team, which is a lot like Brandon Clark. This season, we've seen Brandon Clark just, I'm thinking of that tap in bucket that we got at the end of the Suns game. That was just like,
it's incredible.
Like Santi and BC both are proving to be those exactly what you need in a role player. They find themselves in the right place, right time on different games, and they play winning basketball. And that's and they've improved since they've been here. That's one thing that I look for in these role players. You want to see improvement from your role players from year to year to year, because the idea is they're going to be around with your core for a while. I mean, that's what you hope for. And I don't know. He's been, I mean, this has been a pretty awesome season as a Grizzlies fan, just seeing what we're getting out of guys. Like when Vince and when Gigi were hurt, we were still getting treated to some pretty solid basketball. It's like you said, he was one of the front runners for 6-man of the year early on in the season, and he's continued that consistent level of play. Between him and Jaren, it's like been 2 really awesome, brighter spots in the season we've been having. I'm really excited to see him, and I hope we pay him. It looks like we're going to, and I hope we pull the trigger.
I think so.
You gotta remember he's restricted too. So the Grizzlies got doors. They can go ahead and pay him and don't even allow the team to even offer him anything. But if somebody do offer him something, they can match it. But of course, depending on how much it is.
I think to that point. I think we're going to negotiate with, much like we did with Luke, get it done. We're going to get it, be more team friendly. I think Santi likes playing with Memphis. He likes being here. He seems to be having fun. Like him and Jared Allen cracking up during the fight the other night against Cleveland was fun to watch. I just want to know what he said to Jared that made him start laughing like that. But Santi just seems like a good dude. He's a real team player, and I think that we'll find a way to re-sign him for sure.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. And, we're transitioning a little bit. We were mentioning like he was when you have a guy that is consistently putting up numbers to be considered a 6-man of the year candidate, it's worth keeping an eye on. And I think personally, the 6-man position, the idea of a 6-man, it is I love it. I love that idea of a guy. Manu Ginobili was one of my all-time favorite basketball players. I mean, I had to watch that dude torch us so many times. And it's like, I love when a guy is sat down by his coach and is like, hey man, you have what it takes to be a starter in this league. However, we benefit the most from you being that 6-man, and that person being like, you know what, you're right. I just think that shows a lot of IQ and growth as a human and a basketball player. And so I love the idea of a 6-man. I think that I texted Rusty this yesterday. I think we should start awarding an all bench team. We do all defense. We do all NBA. Why not do an all bench team? Like do your 5 guys that you're the 5 best 6 men. I mean, and the thing is, like, 2 full teams of this, it gets a little interesting as we go through this. If you want, I didn't come up with a second team, but like there are names out there. Yeah, I just got 5 too. It's well, you start looking, the teams that have good benches, you could take 2 guys from either one of them and just build out your second team. That's what I find myself doing. I was like, oh, the Cavs.
Yeah.
Oh, the Celtics. Oh, like there's the Grizzlies. There's the teams with the good benches have really solid multiple guys that are contributing. So for this first ever all bench team, what I think we should call the all Manus. So you have like first Manu and second Manu. It's got a better ring to it.
I like it.
So who would be your first team all Manu? I can give you mine first. This is positionless. And if you want to go one, Rusty, we can do that. Which shout out Greer, shout out Art. Thank you all for hopping in with us. Everybody in the comments, thank y'all. Love hanging out with y'all. So my first guy, which there's a couple guys. I bet we have several of the same. I got Peyton Pritchard. I think he would need to be on this team. I think he's probably my dog agrees. Hey, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, buddy. I think Peyton Pritchard may even be the front runner for 6th man of the year. I think
he's odds on favorite right now.
Odds on favorite. The dude's played 57 games, hasn't had a single start, is averaging 28 minutes a game, putting up 14 points, 46, 40, 80. I mean, the dude's, we know what he does. He's got that half court shot. I've got Ty Jerome.
That's a good one.
I've got Naz Reid.
Yep. Oh yeah, Nas is a no-brainer. Like he's going to get paid by somebody next year, and will be a starter likely somewhere next year. But Nas he's got one of the best non-Jaren Jackson Jr. bags in the league. The way he can contribute off the bounce or off the dribble, pull up. Like Nas is good, man. Nas is definitely on my list.
He's also averaging almost one full 3 more than Luke Kennard and hitting 40% of them. Once I started doing this, I was like, Luke, shoot the damn ball more, brother. Like, come on.
Thank you. That's why. That's what prompted me to say what I said about Luke earlier. She didn't shoot enough.
Yep. So Peyton Pritchard, Ty Jerome, Naz Reid. I have Santi on this list. I think Santi would make an all bench team. We mentioned his stats. And then for the fifth spot was the one that I had not trouble with, because I was a little weird. I think you have to have had played at least 50 games. I don't know because I like Tari Eason a lot, but he was hurt a lot. There's a lot of guys. I went with Keon Ellis from the Kings.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about him. Solid. That's a good call. Yeah, he's a solid bench player.
This is just a guy. It's a guy that hustles his ass off everywhere. I mean, like he's not putting up points like numbers wise, but it's 8 points, 2.5 rebounds, almost 1.5 assists, 1.5 steals, almost a block. He's doing 48, 44, 85 splits, almost averaging as many threes as Luke Kennard. It's just these guys are. These were my 5, and I don't have the odds in front of me. Do you for 6th man of the year? I wouldn't be surprised.
Peyton Pritchard is a minus 200. Malik Beasley is plus 450. DeAndre Hunter is plus 475. Naz Reid, Amen.
You might as well not say nothing else after that.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's it. Based on
that's it. It's a drop after that.
After that, see, I looked at DeAndre Hunter, but he's not going to be a bench guy with the. He was a bench guy with the Hawks, and I would have.
He's a bench guy, right?
Is he a bench guy for the Cavs? Is he coming up?
Is he? Oh, that's right. He did come off the bench.
He did
come off the bench. Yep.
See, well, I goofed then.
I can go with mine then, since we're talking about DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
But speaking of him, I got him and Ty Jerome, and I like how Cleveland is doing with both of them come out the bench, because if y'all remember, they both were on Virginia when they won the national championship.
Oh,
chemistry,
Virginia.
Oh man, that Virginia team. Oh.
And that was smart. That's lucky smart by Cleveland to have both of them together off the bench. That's chemistry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, but like that's you're kind of so Cleveland. That's 2 guys that Cleveland would. I would say that's 2 all Manus that Cleveland would have. That's Boston. You could have Peyton Pritchard. You could throw Cornette or in there. I mean, Cornette's been playing well. I had Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa have been playing pretty well for the Knicks. I feel like
when they play,
when they play. Well, when Tibbs finds bench minutes,
right? Which isn't often. Yeah, I mean, my list is very similar to yours. So
who you got?
I had Peyton Pritchard. I had Naz Reid. I put Amen Thompson with a question mark because he used to be a bench guy.
On mine too.
But now he's more of a starter since what's his name has been hurt for so long. The kid from Auburn in Houston. Van Vliet and
Jabari Smith.
Jabari Smith, thank you. Since Jabari's been out, Amidst gonna be the starter, and I think he's now the starter from now on. So my team, like with bench guys, Peyton Pritchard, Naz Reid. I went Santi, Aaron Wiggins from Oklahoma City because he could go on an absolute heater off the bench. And call me an old head, whatever. Russell Westbrook has been playing really good for Denver. I like the idea of like a veteran leader. So Russ is on mine. So my 5, Peyton Pritchard, Naz Reid, Aaron Wiggins / Amen Thompson, ? Santi and Russ.
Man, you brought up OKC and Houston. I was like, man, you got Thompson, you got Easton. I like both of them. And then you got Isaiah Joe and and Wiggins. I was like, man, there's
Aaron Wiggins. Like that. Oklahoma City
Caruso.
Team's deep.
And Caruso.
I mean, we hadn't even talked about like when he's healthy. I know he's been hurt a lot this year, but like TJ McConnell for Indiana is another guy that can come off the bench and going here. It's like this league is very deep in a lot of teams.
No, Benedict Mathurin starting now.
Mathurin starting now,
Okay.
He was Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is still a bench
Toppin.
player for them, and he's also another guy that's a good role player. Like we could have an whole episode of just role players for other teams.
No, nobody said Malik Beasley outside the odds. He's second.
Malik Beasley,
Yes. Like, look, that's my point though. Like we're sitting here. I'm like, well, I don't know if we can come up with a second team. We just listed like 7 guys that could be on a second All-Manu. I love it. I love it, and I would love to see. I mean, the NBA seems. We invented a clutch award. Like I just feel like the NBA likes to give awards out. It seems like recognize.
We like
some
tournaments.
Of these guys.
We like tournaments, and we like awards. That's what Adam Silver likes. Apparently,
Adam Silver likes it. And some of these guys like Ty Jerome and Naz Reid who are playing really good, lightning in a bottle. Like give them some love. Like there's some guys that make an all defensive second team that like Dyson Daniels this year. Like this might be the only year that dude gets a chance to, I'm speculating, but he might not be an all defensive candidate moving down the, I don't know. Give the opportunity to show these guys some love is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. And this would be a good opportunity to give some love to Stephon Castle, who's not starting for San Antonio, and let Jalen Wells be your freaking rookie of the year since he's starting. He's the guy that's getting the minutes in the run. Jalen Wells, rookie of the year. Stephon Castle, all bench team.
Thank you for Stephon Castle. I put him on my bench team.
You're welcome.
He's the I don't have that. Who's first on that rookie ladder? I saw.
So it's still Stephon Castle is first.
He's been first for the last month.
And then they've swapped. Jalen Wells is now second, and Edey is third. Which this is not an official thing. This is just the NBA rookie ladder. Like Jalen Wells is still like their odds are still very similar for rookie of the year. I'll pull them up while y'all talk about it. But I got Jalen when it was like plus 2,500. So if he wins, I got Jaren for defensive player of the year at plus 2,500. That's gonna make me look super smart. And then if Jalen hits, that's 2 for 2.
Damn, man! Anybody that got on those Jaren odds, it's.
Yeah, I got Jalen when it was plus 2,500, and currently.
It's gonna be tough.
2,500.
He is at plus 250. Stephon Castle is minus 130. Jalen Wells is plus 250. So those are your two favorites, and then after that's Khalil Ware at 1,400. Wayno, tune into the $2 Sports Show today at noon. I've got a whole Jalen Wells segment playing where I'm gonna talk some noise. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that because as soon as I saw that comment from Wayno, I was like, "Crap, I don't have anything on Wells." And
I got a whole thing. Yeah, I questioned the rookie wall, and all he did was go out and slam that door shut against Phoenix. He was our best player, not named Ja, in the fourth and overtime, no doubt.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Tune into the $2 Sports Show later today.
Today noon.
and my since we plugging shows, my post game bounce plus should be coming out sometime today.
Yeah,
let's go. The weekly review. Let's go.
I just saw that. I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, all right." Well, yeah, we'll go and let you get out of here, Parrish. Thank you for hopping on with us this morning, brother. We'll you in the building tomorrow, right?
Yep, I will be in the building against the New York Knickerbockers.
Me too. Let's go.
Link up.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to play It's a Trap right after this quick break. You have a good one, Prayers. Thank you for hopping on.
All right. How to.
Tune in to the $2 Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Tuesday and Thursday live at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Nice job. For some reason, Luke is still muted. I'm not sure why. He's just going on a dialogue there, and he's still muted. There it is.
Oh, I was sitting here. Did the screen work?
The screen worked. You're back. Welcome back. Like Potter, baby.
I was sitting here, and I was like, I don't know if it worked. I don't know. I'm muted. We're just going to go with it. You can catch the $2 Sports Show. That's going to be today at noon. And check out the post-game Bounce Plus. We got a lot coming today, y'all. Check them all out. We just saw that awesome commercial for the $2 Sports Show. It's great. Back to our show. Because on Thursdays, we play a little something called It's a Trap. And we play this to have fun. And this game is very, very difficult if you're joining us for the first time. The rules are, I will hit our guest with a series of trivia questions. Half these questions are accurate questions with accurate answers. The other half are made up. They're fake. They're traps. It's part of the fun. You don't have to answer the question. You just have to say if it's a trap or yes. Pretty simple. You know, you're the champ. Today's theme, and we're gonna have the last 2 days of the week. We're having themes just because the Oscars are this weekend. We're movie dudes. We love the Oscars. We're having an Oscar trivia right now. So it is trivia questions about the Oscars. All right. Are you ready, sir?
Let's do it.
Okay. First question. Which film if I can learn to read, which film was the first to win the Big Five, which at the Oscars includes Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay?
Yeah, it's a real question, but I don't know what movie.
I should have. The first one came out in 1934. It was, but there's been two others. One was Silence of the Lambs, and the other one,
that makes sense.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is good. But I've never seen it happen one night.
Yeah, both of them are like horror suspense movies too, which they don't get as much love as they used to, you know?
No, we used to make shit in this country. Pardon my language.
We used to be a proper country.
Damn it. Which three films have won the most Oscars, each securing 11 awards?
11 awards. That's a real one because there's been some that have been highly decorated.
Yep.
Is Titanic one of them?
Titanic's one of them. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. That's the only one I got. That's
fine. That's fine. I was like, you got, because some of these, Ben-Hur won in the 50s, which shout out Ben-Hur. If you're watching Ben-Hur. And then Return of the King also won, which that they awarded those.
Super decorated movies. I've seen Ben-Hur. I don't think I ever saw Return of the King, but I remember Titanic just like cleaned house. All right. Next question. What was the first film to win Best Picture despite being filmed entirely on a potato? It's a trap. It's a trap. I'm really happy for these trap questions. That is a trap. I don't think we can film things on potatoes. I don't know. I'm not a film guy. I am a film guy, but not a director. Next question. Which actor won an Oscar for playing themselves in a movie about winning an Oscar? It's a trap. It's a trap. That would be the most Nepo thing. That would be so bad. It would be so bad. And Daniel Day-Lewis should be in it or something. Absolutely. Next question. Who is the only person to have won 4 Academy Awards for acting? Yes, that's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. It's old. Is it older? Yeah, I should have filtered these questions. I apologize. This was Katharine Hepburn. You got it right, though. You got it right. I was going to say Gregory Peck, so we'll go with Katharine Hepburn. Oh, Gregory Peck. Better. Gregory Peck's a man. Next question. Who holds the record for longest Oscar acceptance speech? And he's reportedly still talking right now, I think. I think he's still accepting the speech. Ooh. I mean, there's been some long-winded blowbacks, but I'm saying this is a trap. It is a trap. I don't know. I'd be curious who the longest one was. He's not still talking. I know there's some short ones. There's some weird acceptance speeches. We should have an acceptance speech draft because there's some weird ones. Yeah. Next question. Who was the first African-American to win an Academy Award? Yeah, that's a real thing, but I don't know. It's probably an older one, right? Yeah, it was Best Supporting Actress for Gone with the Wind.
Denzel Washington. No, that's not true. Denzel Washington, I think, is only like the second African American actor to win an award. I love Denzel. Next question: which movie won Best Picture despite being completely silent, completely black and white, and entirely imaginary?
It's a trap.
I don't know how you make imaginary movies. That sounds awful.
I mean, what's that movie about all the feelings? That Inside Out. That feels imaginary.
Inside Out made me cry. Next question. Which film received the most nominations without winning a single Oscar?
That's a thing, because I know there's been a lot of snubs. They always talk about snubs. And so certain movies do get snubs, like Dumb and Dumber got snubbed.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Next question. Wait. Oh, I'm almost done. Okay. Next question. Which film was the first? No, I already gave you that one. Am I already done? Oh, man, I've killed through these. Well, last question then. I don't know how to count. Who was the first actor to trip on stage, roll down the aisle, still managed to grab the award, stand up, salute, and give a speech?
That feels like a Tom Cruise thing, but it's a trap.
Tom Cruise has not won an Oscar. It is a trap, although Tom Cruise probably would die. He's going to die doing a stunt. That dude be crazy.
They strap him to an airplane. It's just like wild stuff they do.
That's going to do it for our show today, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hopping in the comments. We were popping. It's awesome. We will be back tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. We're going to go 3 wide tomorrow. We're going to be having our Oscars. We're going to be handing out Oscars. I know a lot of people do this gimmick. Leave me alone. I love the Oscars. It's still going to be good. We're going to hand out some Oscars. It's going to be the Bluff City Media's biggest night. This morning is going to be tomorrow. We're going to be dressed to the nines.
Bring out my tux.
Tuxes. We're going to have gold statues. We're going to be handing out Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, maybe some surprise Oscars. We're going to be handing those out tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Have good days today, y'all. It matters. It's sunny. It's turning into spring. We like that. I like that. If we can leave you with anything today, like we normally do, remember these 2 things, please. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit, and remember to smile. Smile. Bye, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.